So, Diane, thanks for making time to talk to me this afternoon. There's like in life, you kind of watch people from a distance and you see sort of significant life events. Like with you, it was, oh, she's got her own business now. That's pretty cool. And then, just when you got used to that idea, it's like, oh my God, she's published a book. Oh, that is really cool. And then you go and do something, and it's not just my reaction wasn't, oh, that's pretty cool. It was, oh God, that is so relevant and so needed. That I just felt the need. I really wanted to ask you some questions this afternoon. So thanks for making time to talk to me.
Absolute pleasure, Joe. Absolute pleasure.
So we've known each other for a little over a decade now, haven't we? Since Thomas Cook.
Yes, indeed. I joined Thomas Cook, I think it was May 2010. And that was on the Thomas Cook online business, which was completely new.
And so kind of moving forward, the next thing I mentioned was seeing you getting a book published. That was a big deal.
Yeah, to be honest, I had no intention of doing it at all.
What's it called and what's it about?
Right, it's called Business Culture Review. And it's my perspective of how I believe organisations are behaving or were behaving at that time.
Right.
To evidence that, and also to assist them with other ways of thinking of dealing with situations. So, in a nutshell, it's about people and organisations and that relationship.
And do you think the pandemic, the kind of in the last, say, 12 odd months, does that give you cause to reflect on what you wrote in that? Do you think things have changed?
No.
Not at all. No.
No. I'd like to say, yes, it has. It's brought everybody together. No, unfortunately, it hasn't. It hasn't. There's been a lot more lip service.
Yeah.
I suppose there's been a lot more open doors, whereas before the COVID, people were less likely to deal with those situations. Once that happened, of course, and George Floyd happened, it then became, okay, we need to look at this and deal with it. But I don't think we necessarily got to the point of dealing with anything. We're having a lot of discussions, but, and I suppose we need to be fair that these situations cannot be dealt with overnight, but there needs to be an action plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just simply talking about it is one thing. Making a real lasting change takes a lot more than just talking, doesn't it?
Exactly. And, you've got to want it to happen.
Yeah.
And, I've seen so many things on LinkedIn and other places saying, well, organizations are trying to do this, or there's data coming out saying A, B, or C. That's all well and good, but where's the action to help things narrow?
Yeah. And I think that leads us into the work that I think you're best known for, which is on ethnicity pay gap. Can you talk me through where this started, how it came about, who have you worked with, and where have you got to so far?
Well, it started with a conversation that I had with some people who I was connected with on LinkedIn, because we've all seen the same article. We all became quite frustrated that we felt that yet again there is another issue that is causing problems with the ethnic minority. Why is that? So, I just felt that I needed to do something. I didn't know what that was at the time, but I just felt I needed to do something. And I had this light bulb moment probably about a month later, and I thought I'd create something that demonstrated my solidarity. So I created this hashtag Ethnicity Pay Gap t-shirt to show. So I did this and posted it on social media.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Wow. And everyone's going, oh, where did you get that from? And I didn't expect that reaction. And so I thought, oh, crumbs, I'm going to have to find a printer to see if somebody can replicate what I've created. So I rushed around like, a headless chicken trying to find someone, managed to do that. And people started to buy the t-shirt, which was absolutely wonderful. And that probably was the start of the campaign. And then I started writing articles about it. I found that information and I started sharing the information, and I started pushing towards having positive discussions about it, because everyone was talking about gender pay.
Yeah.
And ethnicity pay came nowhere. And I just thought, well, why? Why is this? Because I've said that if you're focusing on gender pay, which is great and important.
Absolutely.
Also do the same thing for ethnicity pay gap, because without dealing with both of them, you're not going to have a proper solution to the pay gaps that exist. So, I continue to push forward, and I started to get support from organisations like the Fawcett Society, the Quality Trust, Voice Newspaper, and many more organisations, and saying that yes, they wanted to support it, which was amazing. Recently, Lord Woolley said he was going to be a supporter. I was like, wow. I thought, I've arrived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Alice McGregor Smith. I was like, I've arrived, hooray!
Yay.
But the funny thing is, though, I thought that, and I thought things will propel forward, but nothing had propelled forward. And Carrie Gracie, who used to be a BBC Chinese editor, she supported too. And I thought, great, things are really going to move. But, the speed was still quite slow. I was quite lucky that I managed to get a Sky interview last year, and we spoke about it, and I was able to speak about the campaign. And recently, I've created this Ethnicity Pay Gap Day, which was my way of getting people to focus on the importance of the ethnicity pay gap, which is important. And also I've written to the government to get them to respond, Sadiq Khan, to get him to respond. So I've put all this effort in to get there to be change. And very, very recently, I've also created a website for the campaign, which was quite tough, but got there in the end.
It sounds like that's been hard work, a labour of love, you could describe it as. What's inspired you to keep going? And more to the point, what can people do to join in and help you keep going?
What's inspired me is that the whole fact of trying to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference to the situation. I didn't want my frustration to end up being turn out to be a negative thing. You say, oh, I hate this, blah, 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 and start complaining. I didn't want to be a complainer. I wanted to be someone who's action orientated, to do something about it. And, I just keep going because it's something I believe in. It's something that I think is important. And I think, if not me, then who? And that's really how I see it. And a lot of people said, oh, how amazing I am, blah, blah. I don't really see myself as being amazing. I'm just doing something that I think is important that we need to do. And, somebody has to raise their heads above the parapet to see change. And, that's all I feel that I'm doing. And in terms of what other people could do, I think it's important to have the conversations and start getting it as part of your dialogue, and helping people to understand the importance. I mean, when we were speaking earlier, we were talking about it's not just about the money. And I think that's what people got to really understand. It's not just about the money, it's the implications of all that's been lost and what that person is going to have to suffer at the end of the day. So I think it's doing that. It's supporting the campaign, albeit if you buy the T-shirts or download the pledge and share it on social media. Just be as active as you can is all I ask, and organisations to continue to try and make the change that needs to be made.
And the website is
ethnicitypaygapcampaign.com.
Ethnicitypaygapcampaign.com. Brilliant. Okay, good. Thank you.